morning. I'm with my friend Ulric, and I'm with my friend
DocDocda Surgeon, the People's Doctor.
the People's Doctor. And we are here at 2 o'clock in the morning in New York City.
Just for you.
Boom. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through some Kendra G. You know, Kendra G is popping right now. And these were like her earlier shows throughout in the year.
What is she about? What does she talk about?
Kendra G, we did a show with Kendra G before. It's a dating show. Yeah, we did a dating Kendra G show once before. And it's about, you call up and she asks you a few questions, you give her your Instagram, and then people reach out to you and see what you're about. So it's a dating show. And a little bit about Kendra G. She's the woman who she just finished doing the New York City Marathon. She's also hosting a morning show in Chicago, and she's a chocolate sister. She's a very attractive woman. Okay. She gets accused a lot for she's not as attractive if she doesn't have on the makeup. She's one of those kind of things, you know. But nevertheless, I think even without the makeup, she has a good base, and she's attractive. She has a huge, you know, like she has a huge following right now. She's popping. And I'm gonna play something that kind of I said to myself after listening to this sounds like PremiumBlackNews. We need to talk about this.
All right, so you want me to start right now?
Yeah, press play.
So hello?
Let's see.
Can you speak?
Yeah, what's up, Ken?
Oh, you gave me the peace sign. I was like, can he talk? You got any light, boo?
Yeah, can you see me?
That's better. What's your name?
Right.
Brian, where you calling us from?
Detroit.
Detroit's in the
Yeah, you
building.
don't
How
have to
old
show
are
the
you?
rest. You can just bring it down.
31.
31. You have any kids?
I got 3 kids.
3 kids. How old are your kids?
I got an 8-year-old, 5-year-old, and an 8-month-old.
You have an 8-month-old baby?
Yeah,
Why you not with the mom?
I talked to you before, huh?
I don't remember, child, at this moment. I can't keep up with these infant children that y'all just don't want to be together with.
Yeah, we didn't work out.
So you been here before?
I've been here before, yeah.
So what was the feedback you got when you was on the show the first time?
It was crazy. Kendra, it was crazy. Like I got a lot of inboxes. But
You got a lot of inboxes from women?
Yeah, from women.
I mean, yeah. Do you know? Okay.
But check this out. But it was also men in my inbox, which I don't understand. So I just want to let you know, I only like women. So just if you have some kind of shit you want to get off your chest, I'm not the one. I only want women in my inbox. Okay.
Okay. You said it was crazy, so I'm assuming you got a lot of women that reached out to you. There was no woman that you liked?
No.
No?
No.
What was wrong with them?
Well, I ain't gonna say no. I'm not gonna say no. But I think I just need to be more specific with my requests and my requirements.
So I'm gonna have you do that, but first let's have constructive criticism. So what were some of your turn-offs for the women that did reach out to you?
Well, some of them. Let me get this right. I didn't really get a chance to get at everybody because I'm not really on social media like that. So a lot of the inboxes got deleted. So the people that I did.
All right, so this is a pretty long video. It's kind of 27 minutes, and I'm not sure where we're determining to stop at, but I just wanted to stop at a specific point because for some reason, this man, I don't know his situation, he felt the need to express that he wanted a specific type of people communicating with him. He needed to express what he wanted. And this kind of reminds me of the Young Jock video when he kind of needed to compensate when there was no reason to compensate, and he decided to talk about all these things. So already, I don't know this guy. I know it's 2 minutes and 18 seconds in, but I'm getting a vibe. But he's overcompensating. He's not that confident in himself personally.
Okay. And you got that quickly.
See,
I like that.
It wasn't my liking. I'm kind of.
Okay, well, you have to explain what didn't you like so people can know.
Okay. Like I want somebody to be, You know, like at least an 8. An 8. You
And
know,
what's the 8 to you? Like your baby 8 months?
Yeah. That was funny.
You got how many kids? You got you got 3 kids, right? Well, your phone
But like,
is getting a
8,
little far.
like somebody that
Hello?
got 3.
Yeah, so real quick, you have 3 women, right? I mean 3 kids. You have 3 kids by 3 different women?
Yeah.
Hello? So you know a woman that's an 8, or can you hear me? Are we good? Is this Wi-Fi good? I feel like our Wi-Fi is not working right.
Yeah, I got
Hello?
3. I got 3 by 3.
Okay. So what I was saying is you want a woman that's an 8, you said, correct?
Yeah.
So you have 3 kids by 3 different women. You have an 8-month-old baby. So if a woman is an 8, that means she's beautiful. She got a lot of stuff going for herself. Why would she do what a guy that had a baby 8 months ago?
Can we pause it one more time, please?
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world.
So I never heard of this lady. What's this lady whose hosting name?
Kendra G.
Kendra G. When did she come to popularity?
She's been working hard for over 3-4 years on YouTube. Well, she started off on Facebook, then she went to Instagram, and now she's doing YouTube. But she still does every day, or let's say 5 days a week, she's putting out 15 hours of content between Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And she started out as a dating show. You call the show, she asks everyone the same questions, and which is why would a person be lucky to be with you? When's the last time you've been intimate? What's wrong with the person that you were intimate the last time? So she has a guideline of questions. She has a PowerPoint of questions.
Yeah, so
the
I
same
don't know
questions.
I don't know this person too well. I think we did one video with her beforehand.
Right.
I'm not familiar with her videos, but when I'm first listening to it, I'm not sure if she's the surrogate Kevin Samuels now.
No.
Because her role seems echoing the same thing, and that's kind of it's almost affecting the way I'm listening objectively.
Right.
So every time I'm hearing her, I'm hearing kind of, I don't know who came first. I don't know. I'm not saying she was influenced by him. I have no idea.
No. After Kevin Samuels, she actually wasn't a big fan of Kevin Samuels. She was on his show and everything too.
But she echoes every sentiment that he has, just with the opposite sex.
Okay, let's continue though.
It's not the end of the world. But you're saying she's an 8, so an 8 got a lot of options. Like, I would say this, I don't believe in that number shit, right? I don't believe in number stuff. I don't believe in that rating stuff. But what I do know is, before I say anything, finish telling me what an 8 is to you. So, I'm assuming attractive. Does she got to work a certain job?
Look, an 8 to me is somebody who don't really have too much baggage, right? You don't come with, listen, hear me out, because you judging me. An 8 to me,
Trey, I'm judging
you
them.
can't come with really too much baggage. Like, you gotta come ready to just, like, if I say let's go, let's go. You know, like if I say let's go to Miami, we can go to Miami right now. You know, and it's gonna sound fucked up, but one of the things about being a dad,
I'm sorry. Did you or Doc want to say something?
Not yet. Go ahead. Go for it.
She's talking to a child. This guy is an adult. Is a big kid.
Man child.
He's a man child. The way he's coming at it, the way he's not sure, the way she's directing the conversation.
Right.
She seems like, maybe this kind of speaks to my suspicion, but it seems like she picked them kind of appropriately to echo something that she wanted to portray. No.
There's over like 50 people waiting for her. She just randomly chooses people. But I know the point you're making.
Are you proud to say that? You're proud to say
I'm not. No, I want to be married. No, check this out. I want to be married, right? I want to be in my son's life, in my kid's life. But I'm not.
Why are you not? Why
So
why
I'm not
aren't
gonna
you?
pretend I am.
But I mean, but
It didn't
regardless
work out
of what,
like that.
but regardless of
And
how you feel about the mom, why are you not fighting to be a custodial parent in your children's life?
And Kendra, I'm gonna tell you like this. I tried, and the court system in Michigan is not it's not for the men. Like I went to court several times, and they don't hear what I got to say. They don't care what I had to say. I was in the military. You know, I got a good paying job. They don't want to hear nothing I got to say. They all they want is my money. You know, so they don't really care about me wanting more parenting time, none of that. So I'm just being real. I'm just accepting the fact that I'm a father. You know, so
How
at the end
many
of the day, that's what it
kids?
is. So, but that, I was
Which
just
one?
with my son today.
Okay, how
My
about the
youngest
other kids?
son. My other son, I get him like weeks at a time. So like my oldest son, I get him and it's pretty much when his mom, I feel like she want me to see him.
All right, so
But
Brian,
I get him frequently, but my middle son, I don't really.
you don't see him too much. Okay. But Brian, let me jump in. Let's talk about the baggage first, because I mean that's almost ludicrous for you to even say baggage when you have an 8-month-old child. Now you said that the child doesn't live with you, so you're able to still move around and things of that nature, and you are proud of that. But okay, I don't know how, but whatever. But a woman that's a woman that's an 8 or above, her phone popping. I don't believe in ratings, but I do believe in your reality, right? Your reality will tell you what your rating is. If you an 8, 9, and 10, guys are always trying to take you out. So why would she want to deal with a guy that has an 8-month-old baby?
Because I'm a real dude, like, and I am
I'm
who I
gonna
say
fall
I
out
am.
my chair. I thought there was a
now the
back to
woman
this.
can't have baggage, so that means
I'm
she
a
can't have
real
kids.
dude.
Like, what if she has an 8-month? Would you date a woman that had an 8-month-old child?
Should we pause? Should we pause and talk through this?
But you
No,
want
let's
her to
give it
date
another
you,
couple of minutes.
and you have an 8-month-old child. That makes sense to you.
Yeah.
Tell me why. How does it make sense?
Yeah.
I want to understand.
But no, let me ask you,
Absolutely
it don't make sense to
not. Because you're
Why?
telling me that you want someone to date, but you wouldn't even date. So if you was a woman, you wouldn't date yourself,
you? Nothing.
huh?
It's different. It's different. You seen that girl, and did you see that girl, the one, you seen the dude who won the race? The man who won the
Yeah.
race with the woman? Yeah, so it's not the same, right?
Please pause.
He wasn't supposed to win that race because he's a man.
Right.
It's double standards, right? It's not the same.
Sounds like he's
thing.
talking about a trans man that won some sort of race or something. You said to pause it? Go ahead, Ulric.
Yeah. So what I'm getting, he doesn't necessarily know what the question is. I don't think he knows what he's arguing, and I think that the interviewer, she's a talented, she's a beautiful woman. She's very articulate. I don't think I think she knows that he's an easy mark. And I can't say that Kevin Samuels didn't know the same about some of the women he was dealing with. But what I'm seeing from this video is you have whatever sentiment is going to be presented toward the end of this video, this guy has no opinion that can't be moved. So
Interesting that you say that. You know, I've listened to this today before you. Very
Two
good
different
insight.
races. Like, I'm a man, you're a woman. So, like, you know that the system is set up against me. So, with me having an 8-month-old, I'm not the custodial parent.
So why wouldn't you
Get to
date
see
a
my
girl that has
side.
an 8-month-old baby?
Because you a full-time mother.
So let's say she wasn't a full-time mother. Let's say she had joint custody with a baby daddy.
She probably still breastfeeding.
So your child's mom right now. So you got a baby by a woman that you essentially are saying she shouldn't even be dating anybody. Your child's mother.
Man, I hope she not. She better get. I hope.
Well, why don't you got your priorities straight? That's the point that you missed it. You feel like you help her make that baby, so it's not fair that.
All right, go ahead. So
we've watched maybe about a third of this, and I've been listening to what's going on. So one of the points that you kind of made earlier, we have to separate the status of Kendra G. She's a radio personality. She have this social media platform. She does this on a regular, so she's well versed in talking and articulating herself and so on and so forth. We have this young man, 31, as a man, looking for an easy mark to where he could get a whole lot of chicks in his inbox so he don't have to do any real work, to have some pickup folks. We're talking about a young man who have 3 kids by 3 different women. So he have a hard time, vetting these women that he's getting. So the thing about it is, does he really know what he's looking for? Now, he does have certain things that he is privy to. A man and a woman are different. They're not held, they're equal, but very different. And things that a woman can get away with, a guy can't. And the things that guy can get away with, a woman can't. So so that's really the first thing, and I think Mike gonna get into some other stuff, but I don't know what you guys think, but there's a little bit more to it than that.
I was just gonna what I feel with her, I think she's articulating kind of the opposite. I feel like so when Kevin Samuels, what I feel like this interview, the way this interview is held, the way this interview is processed, and it's kind of in a Kevin Samuels kind of style. It's getting someone who's overtly, where you can see the obvious flaws. It's not necessarily subtle. You can see his obvious issues, and she can clearly articulate what's obviously wrong with him, the same as Kevin Samuels. But and I wasn't even going to contradict you. The only thing I'm realizing from watching this is I'm a sexist, because when I was watching this, during the entire time I was watching this, I was thinking, man, bro, she's taking advantage of you. Just abort. You don't know how to properly articulate yourself, so you're gonna put yourself in a situation where you look like a jerk, or lack of a better word, a dick. But when I'm watching Kevin Samuels videos, when I'm watching things like that, I find myself saying, yeah, you're right, Kevin. Everything you're saying is correct. She's taking advantage of you. And while I'm seeing the same thing that Kevin Samuels does, when I'm seeing it, what's her name, Karen G?
No,
Kendra
G.
Kendra G, I'm realizing I have a sensitivity I don't normally have from the women I see in Kevin Samuels videos. I feel bad for this.
So you don't want the women to abort and run away. You want to hear Kevin get into her.
No. It's not even that. It's that when Kevin gets into them, I'm kind of saying, yes, I agree. You ridiculous woman. Kevin, you're right. I'm like cheering him on.
But for her doing it.
For her, I almost feel bad for this guy. I almost feel like a pity for this guy. He's a young man. Maybe because he's a young black bald male. But I'm saying, I feel a sensitivity because he can't articulate himself.
Right.
That could be the case with a lot of the women that are in the Kevin Samuels interview, who are so.
I get what you're saying, but I get what you're saying. But let's get away from Kevin Samuels right now.
I view it differently, and the reason why I view it differently is just to brush against what you're saying. He had an audience that was bringing smoke to him, who sat and thought about how much they dislike what he's saying, and they came for him with planning and thinking it out. This guy is just walking into, a place, just kind of like, hey, I just want to meet somebody and so on and so forth. But her energy is there already preparing for him the way he's not really preparing for her.
All right, so we're both sexist. We're both sexist.
So he's not trying to bring her any smoke and anything like that. But
he's not being any dumber. If I'm being completely real, he, like, a lot of the issue I had with some of the women that Kevin Samuels interviewed, I feel like they were kind of, for lack of a better word, dummies. They were unable to articulate themselves. They were unable to clarify why they do the things they do. So it led me to believe they don't know why they do the things they do. And I feel like I don't think this guy's any different, but I find myself rooting for him.
Really?
Like, I find myself being, bro, bro.
I thought you were rooting for him to hang up.
No, I was rooting. I was not rooting. When I say
bad.
rooting for him, I mean rooting for him to get out of the dangerous situation he's in. Because what I saw is she's gonna destroy you. She's gonna eat you.
Well,
So I'm realizing prejudices in myself that I really didn't understand until we were able to get into a platform.
See,
Yeah.
a big piece that we're conflating is this association of what's going on with his life. Now he do have some areas where you kind of like want to say, hey, listen, you could have moved better in this area, that area.
Yeah.
But we're complaining the fact that we're looking at him as if he was a woman. And that, what he's bringing in the situation. How could you do this? So that's what she's trying to do. But she can't really do that because the truth of the matter is he's not a Nick Cannon and have 9, kids with 8 different women, and a bad chick will want to be with him because he can provide and support the way they expect him to provide and protect. That's what he's looking for, a woman looking for in a guy. Now, I cannot want to be with a woman with 8 kids because you have to spend all your time thinking, and you have nothing to give to me. What the woman is looking for is somebody to provide and protect. And you could do that with 100 people or with 1 people. If your strength can reach that far. So
let me say something.
So if he could say that, if he could.
Well, let's just continue because this is long.
She has to be stuck in the house and she can't go on her life. But you up here on my show talk about something. You want to get a girl that can have no baggage and fly with you. Were you somewhere else? All that extra energy you got to get on a plane, you should be focusing on your kids. And what I'm trying to tell you is any woman that's an 8, all around, educated, smart, wise, is going to look at you like, Negro, please.
I got to stop it for 1 second.
Yeah, the more she talks,
Yeah.
the less sexist I feel. The more she talks, the less sexist I feel.
But let me just say this. She's saying that the woman that's 8 is, what did she say? Let's go back. What is an 8 in her mind?
She said she doesn't like it.
That's an 8, all around, educated, smart, wise.
She's contradicting herself.
Educated, smart, and wise. That's not what an 8 is.
No. What she's
educated, smart, and wise is not in his mind what an 8 is. That's in her mind.
Exactly.
What a woman is a woman is an 8 is a beautiful, educated, wise. What man wants a wise woman?
That's a chick with just a whole lot of experience.
A wise woman? Ain't Saul in the Bible? He was the wise one, right? Like,
it's funny actually. I can't recall actually any wise woman in the Bible.
there was a wise woman in the Bible?
Like any wise woman in the Bible.
No, but let me just say, no, I didn't even mean to go there.
Like that.
I'm just saying that she keeps trying to define what an 8 is for him. Mind you, he's like what you said, he's unable to articulate what an 8 truly is because he said he got so many women that reached out to him, but none of them were good enough for him to even get back to. He said he wound up erasing. So I guess he looked right at their face and erase, which is very much like a woman. These women are not looking at a man's bio. They're swiping because they're looking for someone cute. And it seems like he's doing that same thing. And he said he didn't even respond to half of them. They just, he's looking for an 8.
Well, to be honest, I think he has a young energy about him. I think a lot of what he's saying is kind of contrived or kind of bolstering himself up to a level. The same way girls do on Kevin Samuels.
All right.
Like
All right. Let me. Yeah, I get. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off.
Negro, please. You want to take me to Miami and you haven't seen your child? No woman that's a true Indian is gonna look down upon that character.
Okay, I gotta stop it again. She's trying to say that a woman knowing that you have an 8-month-old is not going to go to Miami with you and jump in a plane and have a good time.
That's wrong.
That's wrong.
That's
That's
wrong. I
BS.
disagree.
That's BS.
And guess what? The right guy with an 8-month-old will have her flying down to Miami. Knock
Right.
it off.
Right.
But I don't.
Right.
I will say this. I think like with her talking to us, we understand that. I think with her talking to him, I think he hears something.
She's like scolding him.
Right.
Yeah,
This is
I don't
a-
think he
she's-
gets. I
she's
almost feel. I
scolding
really
him.
feel bad. I feel a sensitivity towards him. He's like he's almost like a kid in my class that I would teach.
Right.
Like that you're
Right,
trying to
right.
teach game to. Yeah.
Nah, Kendra. Nah, you got him messed up.
Okay. Then why you not with that girl? If it's not
That's not
true,
true.
then why didn't no 8s hit you up? Because plenty of 8s watch my show. Plenty of beautiful, successful, got their shit together women watch my show. Like, we got on and popping women. But according to you, none of them DM'd you. So why is that?
I ain't.
You didn't say that because if that was the case, why you
I
here?
ain't say that.
Then why you back on my show if they hit you up?
He was chosen.
Look, let me tell
He
you.
was chosen.
So some beautiful
No.
women did hit
He
me
was
up.
This is a lot of men like this.
They did. However, I didn't feel like, you know.
Do they have kids?
It was
Yeah, they probably Because again, you're talking about an 8 in looks, an 8 and no kids. So the woman don't got kids either because you want her to be able to move when you want to
Also,
move.
stop it.
See, I
I
really
see a
hate
fundamental
this rating shit, right?
disagreement
But if
with
we
all
gonna
of
do
us.
it, let's just do it.
I think where we all disagree. I feel like he doesn't have the tools to tell her where she's wrong. You feel like he just
No, he
doesn't have
doesn't.
the knowledge. You feel like he doesn't have the knowledge and to understand that he's wrong. I think he doesn't have the tools to express, because there's a lot of men I know like him who when they talk to women they kind of freeze up. They don't know how to communicate, but when they talk to me, they can talk to me on a level where they can say exactly what's wrong.
Right.
And maybe I give a lot of men the benefit of the doubt, and I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, but I personally think he's an easy mark for her. He's a younger guy.
All right, let me go.
Sorry,
Let me go.
This conversation. Plenty of beautiful women, but they probably have children already, what you just told us. So that woman can't get on a plane. You really want a 9 because you want a woman that's beautiful, has no children, that can get up and move whatever you want to move. What I'm trying to ask you is, if this is a woman that's beautiful, has no children, why would she date you? Yeah, because she got plenty
Why
of
would she
options.
date me?
Any woman that's beautiful, a 9, men hit her phone all the time. Like, she's out on a date right now.
Well, Kendra, it's simple. The answer is simple.
Well, if you the
I'm
catch,
the
why you
catch.
ain't catch nothing?
I see.
You
He
single,
a
so you
child.
can't be the catch. You don't have what you want. So, if
The
that's
nerve
the
of her to
catch,
say
you the
that.
catch.
No, listen.
Why
No,
don't you
no,
have what you
she
want?
has the right to bully him because he's letting himself get bullied.
She is
needs a
bullying
checker.
him. She is bullying him.
But he's letting himself get bullied. He
Right.
needs a checker. He needs to what a grown man would do. He would have gave evidence. What do you mean I don't have evidence? I do A, B, and C.
Right.
That's how you do in a job interview.
I mean, at the
he
end
doesn't
of
have
the
those
day,
tools.
the thing is why most women are looking for any man, that you must be able to provide and protect at a certain level. Can you do that? Can you articulate that? What kind of work do you do? You know, what are you saying? And the thing about it is, you know, being the catch, I mean, you had a whole lot of folks that did go into your DM, but the point is, you know, maybe none of them met his vetting process. And
I
that's
think
fine.
he cheated.
So,
I think he's lying. I think he's
so-
being dishonest. I think there's
probably,
other.
you know,
I think
sure.
there's other reasons why he fucked up,
I'm
and he's
sure.
not being
No,
real.
and it's not gonna come, because this is the problem. What's coming to you, you don't want to catch, because for whatever reason, right? Women, I believe plenty of women hit you up. I really do believe that. You attractive, all that, you got swag. I'm quite sure your DMs was lit. But was it lit with the quality of the type of woman that you want? That's the whole conversation we have here. You have quantity, but did you have the quality? And the quality you telling me is she got to be an 8. But 8 really to you is an 8 in looks, an 8 in career, an 8 with no children. And that type of woman ain't gonna date a guy that had a baby 8 months ago
That's
unless
your
you.
problem. I'm sorry. She's contradicting
He
herself.
didn't say all that.
She's what she's doing. She's defining an 8 for him,
Exactly.
while asking him what an 8 is for
Yeah,
him.
and defining
She's literally giving bad advice because she's not even clarifying what he determines. So she's not even asking probing questions to
clarify
to clarify the truth.
Right. Because
So,
the 8 is just the 8 in her
No,
mind.
she just setting it up. So
but
she-
she's criticizing him for giving
It's
arbitrary
all about-
numbers.
It's
Yeah.
all about options. It's all about supply and demand. So if I'm a woman that's a 9 or a 10,
What are
I
you
got so
talking
many
about?
guys I can choose from. So why would I choose the 8, the guy that had a baby 8 months ago? If I'm an 8 or a 9 or a 10, I'm on dates all the time.
It's not true.
You know, it depends on what kind of 8, 9 or
Supply and demand doesn't
you know?
apply to
But
sex
we
and
having the baby
casual
ain't
hookup.
stopped.
Okay.
That's
Supply and
the key
demand
right
does
there.
not apply to that. She's making the dumbest analogy I've ever heard with supply and demand. Men, what do men want as a man? You want pussy. I'm
Right.
sorry, lack of a better word. You want women.
Right.
You don't want dates. Supply and demand is
Yeah,
not.
the date is to secure the vajayjay. That's what the date is for. You take a woman out on a date so you can be intimate after the date, no?
You know what? The
Yeah,
thing
but
is, I
supply.
almost-
What supply would mean that there's a supply and demand would be supply and demand only acts for the lack or the gratuity of the supply relative to the lack or the gratuity of demand. So if you're getting a lot of like she's basing supply and demand on not, if there was a scarcity of women, if there was a scarcity of men, then supply and demand would apply to this. Well, she's just regular. He's a regular man dating in the city. He didn't say his situation is any special way. There's not a lot of women applying to it. So she's applying the supply to demand to absolutely nothing. So I was being so sensitive. I'm hating her as it goes on. Sorry, go ahead.
All right.
You know, it's like we have to. I don't like the fact that we create the system where we really think the value is of a JJ. I think this thing has been seeded into us so much that we think there's an inherent value just laying down with somebody. And what I'm trying to say to you guys is that laying down is the prerequisite that the woman says that I'm willing to take you seriously enough. This is me telling you that I'm willing to give myself. And then after that, that's saying, okay, she's taking you seriously. And now you could really vet it. Physically is the prerequisite. That's the first step, the most initial step. And that, you know, you could get that from a prostitute who doesn't see anything eye to eye with you. And she collects a couple of dollars and walk away, and you never existed.
Wait, but I disagree. If you find if there's a girl that's aesthetically a 10 who you see as a prostitute walking on the street, you're gonna look at her differently than in
They're not
in a normal
really
situation.
that are prostitutes.
What I'm being hypothetically, and
Okay.
I feel like this is a truth, even though maybe I'm pontificating. If you see
When you
a
say
10,
pontificating,
speaking of opinion, like it's a fact.
all right.
So if you see it, and I'm not in your body, but I believe this is true. If you see a woman who's a 9, who you see to be a prostitute and a streetwalker, and she has a 9 level of attractiveness, you will not look at her or pursue her as quick as you would pursue a 7 with a good head on her shoulders.
No, that's not the point.
Whoa,
That's
whoa.
not the point I'm talking
Are you
about.
saying I'm in my car? I'm driving down Figueroa,
A prostitute,
and a prostitute is a 10. I'm gonna be more hesitant to talk to the 10.
yes, a
No.
prostitute, bro. Listen, all right, listen. When I'm gonna talk, maybe I'm being personal. When I'm approaching prostitutes, I know they don't want me specifically, and that turns me off.
A prostitute, what do you mean they don't want you? Of course they want you.
No. You know
They
what I'm
want
saying?
your dollars.
They want the money.
Yeah, but they don't want me.
They
Exactly.
want
They
you.
don't want me.
Right.
That's my point is they don't want me. So
And
that
you telling me you've
that
been-
erodes my erection. That erodes my erection.
I'm with
You've
you
been
with
with
that.
prostitutes.
All right, thank
You not saying that you've been with prostitutes, but let's say you've hypothetically been with prostitutes and they didn't make you feel like they wanted
I've surmised every prostitute seems like they wanted you.
you. Of course.
But that's
A
not
good one.
That's
You're
not
right,
the
yeah.
the point is not that. The point is that a beautiful prostitute that wants you is not this. A man doesn't look at them the same as a mediocre woman with their.
Well, let me just say this.
When I say
there
mediocre,
are no 10 prostitutes out here.
We missed the
not.
point really. It's not even about it being a prostitute or not. It's just the fact that receiving the vajayjay is just a prerequisite. That's the first step in anything.
No, I disagree with that.
And that in itself is not. That in itself is not the prize.
No,
It's
that
the fact-
contradicts our point though, because
How's that?
if we say that a prostitute, if we say that the prostitute is a 10 or a 9, you agree with me that the fact that she is a prostitute and she gives it up to everyone erodes your attraction to her. Therefore, that regardless of where no matter what her grade is, the fact that everything's attracted, you still want women to be attracted to us individually. You don't want them to be attracted to us on a caveat. You want them to want us, right?
Of course.
The point
That's
I'm,
what
the
I'm
point
saying.
I'm making with that. Is
I
the
kind of
fact
feel
that-
like we went a little left with the prostitute
No,
analogy.
that's what I'm saying. So that wasn't the whole point about it at all. The point is that the physical laying down, okay, is a precursor, and it doesn't mean much because you can have a prostitute who can give you the physical interaction, and that doesn't mean much. to the
Would you
person.
cuddle with a prostitute?
No, that's not even the
Exactly.
point.
That's my
Yeah,
point.
but you
That is a point.
No,
that you would not
no,
cuddle with a
no,
prostitute
no,
regardless
no,
of their
no,
attraction.
no.
That's my point. That's my point.
It's the value.
You would
of
like
the
to cuddle
JJ.
with a prostitute?
I'm saying that the point I'm making is that he wouldn't, regardless of the attraction, and she's talking about 8 and 9s.
Right.
And the only determinant of 8 and 9s was aesthetics I had. I didn't hear anything clear about that. I don't even know what she means by 8 or 9. And I know there's a different, 8 and 9 are different. 8 and 9 to a woman is different than an 8 and 9 to a man. Right?
Of course.
So
Obviously, she was talking about intelligence and wisdom and all this kind of weirdness.
in other words, aesthetically and looks, a prostitute can look like the prettiest woman we've ever seen in the world. But if we see her and we have the instinct where we want to pursue, that pursuit will erode if we understand, regardless of how sexy she was.
Okay.
Does that make
Let me
sense?
say it in a different way.
Okay.
Let me say it in a different way. A woman can have sex with you and have a certain value. I'm saying that most oftentimes we place too much value on the physical connection that the woman gives up front. I'm saying that is a prerequisite to look at her in a certain way. Similarly, a simp can throw money at a woman, okay? And she be like, well, they ain't about nothing unless he could really guide me.
Yeah, but simp is different. That's like
But-
simp is an extreme. That's
Okay,
what I'm saying.
no, simp is a simp. And I'm saying is that, a simp can have money in cash.
That's an extreme
and
interaction
and can
between
prov-
men and
and can-
women.
and can provide. And what I'm
A
trying
simp
to
doesn't need to be rich.
No. You're missing my point. It's not about him being rich. It's the fact that he's able, if he has money, to provide to her, and she doesn't need to see that as him being a real true man to her because he's not able to guide her. Similarly, just because a woman laid down with you doesn't mean it is your end all and be all of the goal. Does this woman really is going to follow my lead, and does she really see?
But
what-
she's not
All of
talking about
all
that.
of
She's
this
not talking
stems
about
from
that. Yeah.
talking about him going out on a date. And why would a woman go out on a date with you knowing that you have an 8-month child? I feel like
'Cause you
the
want to have sex.
prostitution conversation is going to a little bit to the left of that. The question is, why would a woman go out with you knowing that you have an 8-month child, and she wouldn't be a real woman if she did? My argument is that women don't care about that kind of
No, they
stuff.
don't.
Women want the man. The man is the prize. If you're over 6 feet tall and you're driving the right car, they will almost,
Don't care.
they don't care.
They don't
they,
care.
You know, they are, if you're over 6 feet tall, and let me tell you this with me, like, I'm a big guy. And I've made it all the way up to
You're
3.
like 6'2", 6'3".
I'm 6'2". And so the thing is,
Me and the dog are 5'11".
women never let that weight get in the way, especially like the young women, like women that are like 21 years old, 22 years old. I can be at a bar or I can be at a restaurant or a store and women are bumping me. Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry. And that's how women seem like when they want your attention, they're bumping you. I get bumped by women. women are attracted to maybe the whatever it is,
Physicality.
but I don't think that they're stopping for 1 second to think where am I as far as children are concerned. And these are attractive women that have stepped to me throughout the years.
I agree with that. That's the whole point. That's the point I'm trying to make. That's
conflating those things.
I 100% agree with what you're saying. And I agree with what you were saying earlier. That what this woman is doing is she is, like you said, conflating the what men value in women and what women value in men.
Right.
And they're separate. But I don't know if I disagree with the notion that people understand that there's a separate notion. So I think he genuinely, where he's at, I genuinely think this person on the video believes that that's where he needs to be, and I believe that that's where he thinks he needs to be, in which he needs to present this kind of facade to women. He needs to present a certain thing outside of his natural personality, his natural humor, his natural charisma. And I agree with women.
I don't think this guy has charisma. I think this guy has a good smile, a good face.
That's my point.
A decent body.
That's my point.
And that's where he gets. See, this guy can't hold a conversation.
And that's
but women don't care about that.
Yeah, that's my point. That's my point. That's not the thing they're looking for. But what she's doing is she's presenting a facade to women based on a false narrative, based on something this guy can't articulate, and something that she's presenting that I don't even think she understands herself. But yet what she's doing in this conversation is everything this guy's saying sounds dumb when he's talking to her.
Yes.
He may be intelligent, but when he's talking to her, he sounds dumb. So everything he's saying that may make sense sounds dumb as presented through her filter to other women. So his whole vibe is presented as dumb. And that's what I'm really arguing for in the fully is that I do feel bad for him. I do think she's smart enough to have an agenda. I maybe, and I thought it was my sexism before, but I feel like Kevin Samuels, how he presented it was more helpful. It had more actionable steps where he gave you more advice. She's just criticizing this man.
It seems like she's maybe a little tired of the handsome guy that gets the girl and doesn't have to be able to talk or speak. I had this guy that used to work for me, and he would always keep a really attractive woman. I mean, really super attractive, straight up 7s and 8s easily. Very attractive women. And I was like, so what's the secret to all these fine girls you got? And he says, the truth is that I don't say anything. And I was like, really? And he says, no, I let them create the man in their mind that they want me to be. And he's like, because I know as soon as I speak, they're going to know that I'm dumb. So this is how I get them. He said, because, he was illiterate actually too. There were people that would call, they would call in to get orders and he could never get it right because he just couldn't read. Like he couldn't write things down. It was pretty bad. And I don't think he was dyslexic. I think he was just a straight up lazy asshole who didn't want to read. But he had a nice shape, nice body, decent smile. And he allowed the woman to fantasize about who he was. And they would he was smashing these bad chicks.
I disagree. I think women love those kind of I bet you he can smash if they were in a situation where they would be in the physical proximity of each other.
Right. You're saying that this man could smash
no matter how much.
G.
All right. This is terrible, but this is very sexist. But I genuinely don't believe women's criticisms of men. I think they're contrived, and they're just. I think when men have lines with women, I think they follow them. I feel like when women have lines with men, they don't. I think they adjust.
I think the truth is
that's sexist, but I believe that I've said from experience. That's what I'm saying.
It's all his fault. It's all his fault.
Let me play it. Yeah,
it's all his fault.
Definitely.
He said him having a baby ain't stopping nothing. He wants you to be in at least an 8. He also, you don't want her to have kids then, right? Oh, now
No, she can have kids.
Now he changed it, like you said
She
earlier.
can have one kid.
He'll
but
be
you gotta
easily
open to it.
influenced.
He don't know
You gotta be able to
himself.
travel, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Nick, you want to come on the show? You said pause. I want to hear from another guy. If you disagree, I definitely want to hear it. Does she gotta live in Detroit?
I don't want
No,
to.
it won't be
I
it will be after you.
Because
Because
we gonna
it'll be a
talk-
difference of opinion. Because some men are disagreeing with me, so I would just want to talk to them to get their opinion. It's not you arguing about. I'm not bringing anybody.
The
up.
fact that she can map his ignorance makes me question her intelligence.
But back to you. Do you want the woman to be in Detroit?
She asking stupid
What's the
questions.
age range you want to be?
So between like 24 to
24
32.
to 32. All right. You said she can't have kids. You just said she can have the kid. Now she can't have kids.
I said she can have one kid.
One kid.
First he said
And
no
you got
kids.
3, but she can only have 1.
She don't even recognize his contradiction.
She got one.
Why would you not get a woman that has 3 baby daddies like you got 3 baby mamas? So it's not good for you to have that situation either, then, right? How is it good for
Yes,
you
it
to
is.
have 3 baby mamas and it's bad for her to have 3 baby daddies?
Because Kendra, guess what? I'm gonna be all the way real with you. Since you want to be, you ask me questions, and I'm
You wanna
gonna
say some
open
fake
up to
shit.
you because you asked me these questions, and I'm gonna give you the real answers. Because look, I'm gonna tell you, you know what's different between me and you?
There's a lot of differences between us. It's not just one.
Yeah, not like that.
Okay, you're a
Y'all
man,
similar
I'm a
similar than
woman.
you think, hold on, honey.
Yeah.
Y'all the same,
So
trust
that
me.
means
She was trying
when,
to elevate
when you
herself
get
above him.
penetrated,
Right.
things are different.
When you get penetrated, things are
Continue.
different.
What did he say?
That was the smartest thing. That's the smartest thing he
What did he
said.
just say?
It's not different. So that means when you get penetrated, things are different.
Alright, pause it. Alright.
Continue.
Alright.
Hold on.
Alright, sorry.
Right? It's not different. I'm still giving the same thing that I was given previously. Now, not only when you get penetrated is things different, but when you have these babies, things are very different. You know, like all of these myths with the vinegar in the bathtub and the snapping back, does that really work? I don't know. But like what we have to understand is your body changes when you have these babies, right? My body don't change. I could have 20 kids right now. You wouldn't know the difference. I'm still slinging the same thing I was slinging when I was 16, 15. You understand me? So like it's different. So
He's an
my
intelligent
body
idiot.
was
He's
still
an
the same
intelligent idiot.
physically. A woman's not, you know what I'm saying? Not so much. And it
He's warming
sounds
up.
fucked up, but it's the truth. It's
No,
the
listen,
real
I
deal,
like to
Holyfield,
listen.
right?
I guess I'm not going to disagree with that. You're absolutely right. When women become superheroes and bring life in the world, their body
Superheroes.
changes.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this then. So why were you so,
And
why were you so selfish to have kids by 3 women that you weren't going to settle down with?
She just called him selfish for
Right.
having 3 women that you're not going to settle down with. But she also said something interesting about
She called herself a superhero for something she's genetically predispositioned.
yeah, exactly.
to.
A super.
That
a su-
disgusts me.
Yeah,
That disgusts me.
I saw you had to back the chair all the way up because she's trying to call a woman who gives birth to a child a superhero. Like a superhero is when you go to the laboratory and that spider that that spider bites you.
That you did.
Yeah, a superhero is when you come from a certain planet, and because of the way the sun in this solar system works, it gives you superpowers.
That's feminist propaganda.
A superhero is someone who creates a suit and gets in the suit and flies around and like stops, you know, the things. You know, these are superheroes. Like giving birth is not superhero
You ever watch The
activity. But let me yeah, I have watched it, but let me just say this.
Go ahead.
So this guy is saying that a woman's insides change, and that makes the difference between like them having a baby, or them being with way too many men, that you're not gonna feel the same thing. You know, I've heard this argument before, you know, and I have been with women that when I went there, it was just way too echoey, let's just say that.
Yes.
It was just way too echoey for me, and I never went back. This guy is trying to say that, like, after they have the baby, they have that problem, and I know that that's not real. I know that it definitely will snap back after you have a child. But you know, when you start getting into like a lot of these women are bisexual nowadays, so they're dealing with women, and these women are into using their arms and their fists, and these things are happening. So things are definitely changing a lot for these women, and maybe he's experiencing way too many of these bisexual women that are experiencing, you know, everything from the knuckle all the way to the elbow. And that's part of, like, you know, big thing that goes on with these.
I disagree. I don't think he's having these experiences. I don't think he's.
You're not saying the women are too loose?
No, I think his experiences is based on what he's heard from other people. None of this sounds natural. All this stuff, it sounds contrived in the way of.
So you think he's just arguing a point,
What
not
you,
really
what
living
you,
it?
what you just said is correct. Listen,
Wait.
I've hooked up with different women.
We got a doctor here. Doc, what's going on in the human with the women and their bodies and this
So
There's
there's women when you fuck them, do their vaginas
you
change
don't have
shape
to
and
use
they're
the
malleable?
F-bomb.
So the thing is, it's like there's a change that occur once women have a child and give birth. That it's not going to be exactly what it used to be, but you know, with Kegels, with you know some of these other things that people do, you know, it can get back to a certain level that it was in the past. That a lot of folks probably won't be able to really recognize the difference. Especially with somebody who's kind of like knowledgeable what they're supposed to be doing and exercising their body and their insides and things like that. So they could the body is built to, you know, do that and come back, especially if they have children between the ages of 15 and 24, which are the prime years to actually give birth, despite what we kind of like tell in the common society.
No, wait, from a doctor's perspective, would you give your advice that Kegels, you're telling women right now in our chat that Kegels work and it actually would facilitate in tightening whatever you have to tighten and improving the sexual experience for their partner? Like, is that, you believe?
I would say, hell yeah.
All right. I'll only say that I've dated presumptively tight women and presumptively loose women, and there was there was no deviation in my comfortability in having sex with them. Does that make sense? So I try to put that as clean as possible.
You were cool with either or.
No. There wasn't a distinct. No, not that I was cool with either or. There was never a distinct difference. So there was women I dated who were very open with how open they've been. You know, they're not ashamed. It's fine. You know, I'm just listen. If you're in the chat, you're a freak. We're all freaks. Live your life. But the point is, any woman that's been open and spoke to me openly about having sex or making love, whatever gap or extension they have didn't exist. Does that make sense?
You know,
and some of the women that articulated to me that they were less experienced or I guess potentially tighter, which I don't like using that word. It sounds a little odd, but I didn't see any distinction. And I know this is anecdotal evidence, but I also don't feel like those women had any reason to contrive their experiences. So I don't feel like there's any difference in your experience in getting pounded and your experience of being
let's have a different
repressive.
conversation about this that'll make a little bit more sense. There's a difference between a person who had very little sexual experience and they have what you considered, you know, a tight space.
As far as comfortability with their partner
Well, I
yeah,
mean,
and
the
pleasure in
comfortability
partner.
with the partner has little to do with that, because if you have like a
That's the only gauge of your
quote
tightness.
unquote
That's
a
the
big
gauge.
guy, they're gonna get in there, and a lot of
Good point, good
entrances
point,
will
good
kind of like
point,
feel tight.
good point.
But that's not really the key. And then you have a lot of women who say, for example, have been quote unquote ran through, and they just remain kind of like open. The idea that we're talking about is what you're speaking of and what to experience is that involuntary contraction that exists where the active interaction. So if that stuff is met, the person will, if appropriately stimulated, will clamp down on you, and you will have that experience. And and you will have that experience. So it's
But the clamp doesn't change the experience. The clamp just changes their enthusiasm with your lovemaking.
But that is the
it
key.
doesn't change it.
That's
So
the tightness.
yeah, no.
Versus
Let me say this, guys.
If
I've
a
been-
loose woman clamps and a tight woman clamps,
it all
There's a
depends on their
difference.
muscle.
Let me
their
just say this to
tension,
you.
and their-
I've
No.
been with women, and I have been like, yo, this is trash. I don't need anything that's this
Right.
echoey. And I've walked
you
away.
used that term earlier. That's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah. Echo.
I know what you mean.
Echo. Like I'm not with that. Yeah, I'm all for the Kegels and anything you got to do to be able to contract and release. If you're unable to contract and release, then you are going to show signs of wear.
Yeah, wait, time out. You don't think enthusiasm counts? But what I'm saying is,
Not
women
long
who are
term.
women who are
Not
enthusiastic.
long
You can be
term.
enthusiastic.
Listen,
and you have
I've
the
been with a
muscle
lot of,
strength, it's just not there.
I've been a lot of out of their prime women. You understand? So women who have been, I guess, to society out of their prime have been so enthusiastic and so present with the lovemaking, wherein whatever tightness, it was kind of moot. It was a moot point. So you didn't notice the tightness because they're so present and enthusiastic.
No.
So that tightness, it's so specific and love. You know what I'm saying?
No, it wouldn't work for me. Enthusiasm is cool.
In and itself is not the answer.
Next, genuine enthusiasm.
I won't
genuine
come back.
enthusiasm,
I won't come
genuine
back
enthusiasm.
though. I won't come back if it's whistling and it's
No, that's theatrics. That's not enthusiasm.
No,
That's
I'm saying
theatrics.
if the snatch is way too echoey for me,
Gotcha.
I'm not coming back. That's not gonna happen. Yo, and I ain't trying to be funny, but wifey, I mean, she has displayed a huge level of tightness that is
That's when you say something
unbelievable.
rude.
Unbelievable. Like year after year to maintain this level of, it's just remarkable and beautiful, and I
You
love
got
it.
a good, beautiful wife.
Yeah, that's why I keep going back
Cheers
for
to
more.
that.
Because let me tell you, she has proven throughout all these years, 2 children, all these years, that whatever he's suffering from with these women, I don't suffer from. I don't have that problem with seriously.
But that's because of you. You don't think that's because of you?
No, it's because of her, and she knows how to contract and release. She
works,
knows how to.
yeah.
She knows how
But
to.
you can feel the difference when it's contract and release than when it's natural. You understand?
When it's natural.
Because everything you heard, you feel.
No.
I'm not saying I'm not saying there's a breath taken. I'm being dramatic, but I'm
Okay.
saying you feel you know when you can feel a contraction, and you can tell the difference when it's natural and kind of organic than when it's like a kind of deliberate. And I know that. Trust me.
I know
understand
what you're
that,
saying.
yeah.
I've experienced that throughout
I'm
my
not.
life,
No,
where women have gone out of their way to
Try to
do
do
the
that.
And we talking about your
contract.
wife. First of all, he has a beautiful wife. I'm not talking about his
No,
wife.
I don't think
Yeah.
you are. You're talking about women and your experiences, and I know that from my experiences, I have experienced the contract and release, and I admired it, but I knew that it was a farce. I knew that if she relaxed for a second, this is going to be a different experience.
The effort means a lot, doesn't it? It doesn't mean a lot to you.
The effort means a lot, but I won't come back.
You want to come back for the effort, Doc? Yeah.
So the thing about it is,
How
it's
cold is
when
ice?
no, if the person relaxes and it becomes involuntary, and you can tell if it's involuntary. So that's the real thing.
That's what the enthusiasm. That's what I'm speaking about when I say
I guess you could
enthusiasm.
say,
That's what I mean.
But here's the thing: the person with the enthusiasm that don't have those muscles exercised, they could be enthusiastic if they want, and they can't clamp
That,
down.
but I just if they're
Exactly.
if they're naturally present, that can turn me on. As
Yeah,
much
of course.
as
I mean, that's a different.
the feeling, because it's not always necessarily the physical, because I've had a great orgasm from tighter than the looser, and the distinction wasn't their actions. The distinction was how they came at me, how they were so present, how they their expressions were natural, their touch was natural. It felt genuine. It felt like they weren't bullshitting me.
Right.
So I don't care if you're a loosey goosey. If you're loosey goosey, but you're happy to be there and you're grateful to be there, I'll love it as much as any other
No,
one.
not me. I walk away. I would stop doing. I would be like, listen, man, I got something going on. I gotta bounce.
Because they can't control that. They can't control the trajectory.
Yeah,
of
they
the
can
vagina.
control the fact that they was with
No,
way
no.
too many people.
Yes.
They could
No,
control.
that's a myth. You can't.
No,
that doesn't change your.
no.
That's a myth.
Let me just tell you, man.
Doctor,
It's-
help us out.
It's a real thing. There are women. I think a lot of it is the bisexualness. These bisexual women are getting destroyed by other women. Other women are challenging other women to take. Yeah, it's just getting. It's
That's the last
ridiculous.
relationship.
That's the last one. No, I'm good. I had one. I think I'm
We'll
good.
get this next time.
Yeah. And it's important. It's totally important to me if I'm gonna be there, and if there is
So are either of y'all, Doc and Elvis, are y'all accommodating lovers? So are y'all, I don't know how much we have to clean this up, but would y'all go down on a woman for days? Is that y'all style?
no, I don't do it for days.
Okay.
But I'm really good at it, so I don't need much time there.
I hardly do it at all.
I don't do it at all either.
You don't do it?
I barely do it at all. I barely do it at all.
I'll do it. I'll definitely
barely
enjoy
do
that.
that.
I enjoy that.
I wouldn't reject you if you wanted that. You know, I wouldn't say that because even
Wait.
if
Doc,
you smell
you
off,
saying you don't do that? Never?
No, I'm not saying never.
not often.
But the
I
thing
agree,
is,
yeah.
it's very, very seldom. It's one of those things where I'm so pleased with you, that makes me want to do something like
At
that.
least that.
And that's on occasion.
He's so
Maybe
pleased
once
with you.
or twice a year or something like that. But one of the things
I
in
ain't
my
crazy.
mind,
I'm not that
in my
Once or twice a year.
Maybe.
So if you're with somebody,
if I'm with somebody on a regular and that's really my person,
10 times a year. 10 times a year.
But the thing
That's so seldom for a lot of people. Regular.
But here's the thing. The
I mean, honestly, I can do that every single time we get together.
think about it this way.
I enjoy it like that, but I'm not going to be there no 20, 35, 40 minutes.
I'll perpetuate. All right, I don't care. I'll perpetuate the stereotype. So bitches are happy when I come in with my whatever size I have. You understand? So
you're saying that a man who goes down on a woman is compensating for the lack of size?
I'm not saying that necessarily. I'm saying that actually.
But you find that a
sometimes.
lot, though.
Yeah.
You find
You
that-
find
yeah,
that
sometimes. My
a man that's into going down on a woman is because he's lacking penis size.
I feel like something about that, the
It's
excessive
not-
going down has something to do with something to prove.
Well, excessive.
Yeah,
you see, you're
something
saying
to-
excessive.
But that's what I'm speaking to. I'm only speaking to. I'm not speaking the regular sexuality because he said barely ever. I said 10 times a year, and and that sounds pretty. That's fucked up.
10 times a year is
Especially
like
in your
almost
relationship.
once a
If you're in a
month.
relationship,
Once a
yeah.
month you're doing it.
In my estimate, the biggest pleasure that a woman could receive is through penetration. And the minute I feel like I have to, I feel like I'm trying to turn her on if that's what I'm doing. And
Yeah.
if I have to do
I
that
agree
to
with
turn
that. I
her
agree
on,
with that.
I kind of feel, well, is she really where I kind of want her to be at?
I agree
Now,
with
that does not to say that, it could be something that she very, she enjoys a lot or whatever like that. And for that reason, when I'm very, very, you get that once or twice a year, and then you'll be happy. And
I'm not
and
that
it'll be done very
cerebral
well.
about it, but I know
Very-
I'm not. Yeah.
But another thing about it is not. It turns out to maybe be once or twice a year.
So,
You know,
with
and
all
that-
the
that kind of- you
the
know,
women
no,
have
it's
to
interesting.
initiate. So,
It's interesting
so
that
you
you-
initiate sex, or do women initiate sex with y'all?
I think it's I think it's probably 50-50. Well, the thing is, not even initiate, but it's very clear that they would like it for it to happen.
Bro,
You know,
I'm talking about relationship. You're established, and you're
Yeah.
established in a relationship. Y'all know y'all both want to fuck. Who's starting off the fucking first?
I think for the most part, it may be kind of like understood, but but it's kind of like clear.
So
It's-
with you is basically they know this is what's gonna happen tonight.
and but they make themselves available in their mannerism and trying to and all those type
Smelling
of things.
good.
Yeah, my ex used to call me a pillow princess. He was,
What do that mean?
yeah.
What you mean?
What the hell does that mean?
Pillow, that what's it called? I want to be. You know how some people are kind of lay down, baby. Blah, blah, blah. I'll kind of just lay down. I lick my nipples first. All right, then get where you need to be.
Okay.
All right, then get on me.
Wait. You're a pillow princess means that you're sitting back relaxing while they do all the work. Oh,
That's my
I'm
ex
like
used to
that
call.
too.
But I'm
like
but
that too.
I felt like.
But let me say this.
Nah.
My thing is, in between the sex, I go down on the chick. I will stop what we're doing.
I will
and
never
just-
go down if it didn't have sex following. I would never ever go down if sex wasn't following.
No.
Yeah.
Are you never gonna munch? Is what you're saying?
If sex wasn't following, if it wasn't leading to sex, I wouldn't just go down for the hell of it.
Neither would I.
Yeah.
Neither would I. What I'm saying is, throughout the sex, I want while we're intimate, I'm gonna want to stop, and I'm gonna want to munch, and I'm gonna want her to munch, and we can get back to the sex, and then I'm gonna want to munch again, and then I'm gonna want her to munch.
I don't stop and go to oral, so I disagree with that.
I stop.
Even for me, even for myself, I won't stop and have her do oral or stop me do oral.
So you won't stop and say, "Baby, come on."
Interestingly, I'm not really into that. I'm not really into a girl that really likes it that much.
Likes what that much?
Who like to get eaten out that much.
Oh, of course not.
Like,
Yeah, of course not.
I-
Well, you can if you're only doing it twice a year.
know?
She can't. That can't be something she
Hey,
likes.
that's crazy. I'm not all that shit. That's great. That's too much.
He's once a month with 2
No,
months
no.
off. Once a month, 2 months off, and I think that I don't have a problem with doing that. Honestly, every time I don't have a problem with that.
I had multiple ex.
Only problem I have is that I'm so good at it that I'm gonna knock her down with it. She ain't gonna really be able to, so I gotta just do it with a small amount of time on that. And when I'm talking about doing it, I'm talking about I don't think I'm going down more than 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes. I'm not gonna be
That's
there
a
for
long
20.
time.
I'm not gonna be there
That's
20.
that's a good
7, 8 minutes.
7,
That's
8
a while.
minutes is a long time?
That's a bad. That's
Well,
I mean,
I
for an
want her to
orgasm-
spend
for an
25, 30 minutes going down on me.
That's super long.
Well, no, that's man. Because it's I agree with you. But it's hard to
I
come.
could do-
It's hard to come when say you're laying on your back, you're going down. Sometimes I gotta tighten my calves deliberately. Sometimes I gotta think about some shit. I'm dead ass. I gotta think about some stuff. It's hard, especially when you're laying on your back. And
I guess everybody have had that experience.
you only tighten your calves when you gotta come. Yo, I used to have a hard time coming when I was at a.
Wait, gotta not be so vulgar.
I was having a hard time bringing sex to
Release yourself.
fruition. Sex to fruition until I started to understand my body a little more, and I realized once I really tighten up my calves, regardless of where I'm going, even when I'm I'm being serviced.
I guess that's what you get at 2:00 in the morning.
This is the 3 o'clock in the morning.
Black
Yeah,
news. This is
yeah.
like a premium black news confessions.
Yeah, but let me just say this. I think that I've had women in the past that were only way they can come is through clitoral stimulation.
Yeah.
And I
She's done.
I couldn't go very long in that relationship. And there was only one woman where I did go a long time in that relationship. Oh, Ulric, maybe not. Sorry, I was saying I didn't need a beer.
I was grabbing something. Yeah.
I don't need a beer. Because we're only a few minutes. This thing says 27 minutes, but it's only, oh shucks, what did I just do? Okay, maybe we find that again. So I think it's part of it for me. for me, it's part of the intimacy. Like I enjoy like stimulating the breast of a woman. I enjoy.
Oh, titties are for babies, man. I barely care about titties.
Yeah, I enjoy stimulating the breast of a woman. I enjoy stimulating the clitoris of a woman. I enjoy throughout the intimacy stopping and having an oral break. And let me tell you, there's nothing like when a woman is about to climax and you stop what you're doing and hold on to that clitoris and let that vibrate. The orgasm that she's gonna have is gonna be unlike anything she's
my
ever.
nose. I don't like that shit,
Yeah,
man.
it's gonna be. I suggest that you gentlemen eat a little bit more.
I've had those kind of theatrical orgasms, and these bitches, some of these women that they kind of nasty. I had a lot of women that they squirt in my face and shit like that, and I don't say it's something. My instinct is to get like kind of gangster, man. Because I always tell my friends, I'm well spoken, but I'm like a gangster Carlton. I get well spoken gangster. I'm very aggressive in my
Not unusual to be gangster in the bedroom.
Yeah.
If you skirt on my face, I'm gonna curse you out.
In general, when someone tries me past a certain level, I always go and normally belligerent, like to try to choke them. I always go like belligerent.
Really?
Yeah.
They can't control that. Come on.
I'm not talking about women. I'm just talking about in general. But that was a digression.
All right.
But with women with the orgasm, when women be I will never get angry sexually over a woman and be aggressive. I'm not a psychopath. Folks,
Right.
please
right.
don't.
You know what I think
edit that
also?
out.
Let me just say this. I think that you gentlemen might think that my privates are so amazing that this is all I need to do. And being
My vibes aren't amazing, but I mean I perpetuate a stereotype, and that's fine with me. I'm happy with that.
I perpetuate
I
the
don't
stereotype as well.
I don't. My problem. It's not that I brag to women. Hey, girl, come and see my big old dick. It's just that, woman. I know I got to do a lot of work when I'm pounding your ass. I know you're receptive to me pounding, and whatever I'm doing to you is not going to be the same. Me going down on you is not going to reciprocate for the pound I do. I'm intellectualizing it. That's a defense mechanism. It's funny. In my class, I'm an educator. I work with younger kids. And one of the classes I got to teach is defense mechanisms. And it's funny, this is one of the defense mechanisms when you're dealing with any kind of COVID thing. It's kind of a defense, but I'm being honest. It's funny. So there's almost a flaw in the logic, I feel, because I'm not saying it. I'm not trying to build myself up. I don't want to get girls through this platform. I want to try to be honest to this platform where people can bond with us and we can talk with us, and we have 3 different perspectives.
Right.
And that's what makes it beautiful. But it's not that when I'm saying things, I'm not braggadocious in any way. The only reason I'm saying these things is because the women I've dated all there was a whole preamble in a conversation after we had sex, and we had a whole conversation about
Not before sex, after.
After sex, about how I wanted to approach them. You might have to tally some of this shit out. Anyway, but
Just don't be so vulgar and so discriminative. It's best. We're trying to get monetized here.
Gotcha.
And speaking of monetizing, we're not monetized, guys. And the best way to express yourself is through the Cash App and the Venmo. You know, the Venmo is at Elvis-Rosenberg, and the Cash App is $ Elvis Rosenberg. And what we would like you to do is recognize that we're not monetized. Recognize that we're putting it down for you guys every Tuesday. Premium Black News, where we talk about everything from, this man-child that we're talking about to me thinking that these two need to, eat a little bit more.
I'll negotiate with terrorists.
But it's okay. A lot of when I say, it's all about what is being promoted to you as children, as men. and not even men, when you're coming up and you're 14, 15 years old, 16 years old, there's going to be conversations with the fellas on what to do and not to do with the woman. And when I was coming up, it was very common to have conversations about eating booty.
You out of control.
This was a
Elvis,
conversation.
out of
No, this was a conversation that was had by the fellas that I was around.
But booty though, man, come on, man.
Wait, are you against that?
I'm not a booty eater, man. I don't even do anal. I don't do anal.
All right, so you're not even interested in penetrating a woman through the back door.
I would hurt her.
Stop it. Stop it, Ulric. Please stop it. Okay? Let's not.
Let's not play that game. Come on. Listen, this is not hubris. If he knew my ex, right? He was friends with my ex. They got along very well.
Right.
I guarantee you for a fact, if I texted her right now, she would say that same thing.
Like she wouldn't even try it, in other words.
Yeah.
Because why would I try this? This will hurt me. Well, let me just tell you this. Women have a wonderful way of inflating our egos. Is that a phone call? Somebody looking to get munched or something?
Wait, time out. Wait. You thought my ex inflated my ego?
No, I'm saying women have a way of doing that. All I'm saying is that
you don't think my ex was real woman?
Right.
All I'm saying is that women can take it. Let's not play this game, dude. They can take it. You can come out a woman with 12.
All right,
13,
so this is what
and they're gonna be able to take it as much as they can take the 8
this will
and the
do.
9. They can take the 8.
I'm not a 13. I'm not a 13.
No, but they can take the 13. They can take the 12.
I'm an 8 or a 9.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
they
saying.
can take the 13. They can take it. They can take it. Let's not play that game.
See, Riddler, this is what they talking about.
Wait,
This is what happens at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I'm not building myself up. I'm saying, do you think do I come off like a humble brag? All right, we gonna bring some girls over. All right,
No, listen.
Fine. No comment.
If
We don't have to discuss. We don't have to discuss.
a woman can't take the 8 or 9, they can take the 12, 13. They can take it.
Time out. My 8 or 9. I'm not a white 8 or 9. I'm a black 8 or 9. In other words.
All right, no, I get it. I get the point you're making. You don't have to feel attacked. I'm just saying.
I'm not saying that to build. I don't feel like there's any gain. There's no gain of me telling women on YouTube, hey, woman, I got a dick for y'all. I gotta be afraid. I'm not saying that there's no hubris here.
Ulric is going to attach a link to the bio underneath so y'all can check it out.
Oh yeah, his OnlyFans is coming. Ulric's OnlyFans is on its way.
First of all, first of all, I'm not as adept at getting. I'm not adept as getting women. They both get more women than I do. I'm a relationship guy constantly. He's married.
I'm married to the same woman 17 years, and let me tell you, her and I only do that. 10 times a year.
I don't even like it. It's like an abyss. It's an abyss. I suck a finger there. There's something there.
Well, let me get to my point. My point is that it's a way you're raised. When you're 14, 15 years old, the men around you and the people around you will guide you. Something happened in your timeline that made you not want to be the guy to go down on a woman. It wasn't promoted. I'm talking about still on the Vijay. When I was coming up, not only was the people around me promoting that, this was a braggadocious thing for the circle that I was around. They bragged about it. And I remember this guy, I was like, yo, dude, I don't think I could go back there and eat that. That doesn't seem real. And he said, dude, it's like a penny. And I was like,
it tastes like copper.
He said it's like a penny. He said it tastes like a penny. Do you know to this day?
I know what a penny tastes like.
Let me tell you, to this day, that statement that was made to me by a person who was about 27 years old, I was about 14 years old. I did not know that people even did that. So now maybe I'm 15. I didn't even know that was something that was done in a heterosexual world. It was shocking to me that this was even done in a heterosexual world. But every time I do it, tastes like a goddamn penny to me.
You go with girls that drink a lot of tea.
No. It tastes like a penny. Why does it taste like a penny? Because he told me it tastes like a penny. So the reason why you're not munching and you're not munching is because you were told by the people around you not to do that.
Elvis, how dare you? How dare you?
No,
Elvis, you think I'm molded? Are you molded, Doc?
No.
I've never been molded by any person in history.
Interestingly enough,
peep, talk your shit.
Earlier on, I did that. I think over the years, my view have changed from being a teenager to early 20s, and that's kind of like when it started to, really change. And it wasn't,
like a racehorse,
and it's like, and that kind of like changed, over those earlier years for when it was kind of like this thing that we, kind of like gravitated towards. I think we got to a point where we kind of accepted that's what we were supposed to do.
Wait. But was it promoted? My point is, was it promoted when you were a kid?
Eating pussy turns you on. It doesn't turn him on.
Was it promoted?
It hasn't been promoted.
Was it promoted?
No, so
we're men. We're not promoted. We don't promote
men.
Earlier on, I wouldn't say it was promoted, but I think it was my excitement to try to get some. And I thought that was an easier route to getting some.
Well,
so that's why I started
when
doing
that. You're saying when you did that when you were young, it's because you thought that was part of getting the girl.
I agree.
So that's the reason.
And as you got older, you realized that that's not necessary.
It doesn't turn me on.
And then I found out that it was more of a detriment. So now we have a lot of girls.
I don't disagree. I disagree with that.
Whoa.
Listen clearly. Because we have a lot of folks that you talk about now that says that, you have some women out there, they're like, well, they need you to do that so they could, have an experience. Because they can't get it any other way.
So you're saying it's propaganda?
No, it's not that it's propaganda. But I found that these are the women that have so stimulated themselves that they cannot react to normal interaction with a man. Okay, these folks that's using these rabbit, these roses, these type of things, that's going bzzz, bzzz, bzzz.
The vibrators.
Now, here's the thing. No type of interaction. So now they need something to compensate that could go, something at least, more on par with that. In a normal human interaction does not bring them to that point.
I don't believe any woman would separate that from a man. I disagree with that. Any woman would separate that buzzer for a man's touch. I disagree with that.
You have to understand what I'm saying. I'm talking about the woman that cannot have an orgasm without oral fixation.
That's because she's not comfortable. I feel like women that can't have orgasm, they have a block. Because women's orgasm is determined on how they feel at the time a lot of times.
No. They can have an orgasm. They want you to go down on them so they can have an orgasm. Right. And what I'm saying is that those women, it's because their block is that they're desensitized because of using things like the rose, and you'll find that.
I disagree with that. I generally think trauma has a lot to do with how women deal with pleasure and orgasm, and how women deal with sexual interaction.
It's fine. Then the person won't come at all, whether you go down or have penetration.
Well, you can't. How they come? You'll never know how they come because
they'll tell you.
Come on, man.
They don't tell you. You know what I'm talking about? They'll tell you.
Come on, bro. What I'm saying, I'm not saying that women are not open sometimes. I think woman's not going to be honest every time she tells you about how she climbed.
Well, a black woman is very easy to tell when she is orgasm because she has a much larger clitoris than any other woman out there.
But I disagree because white women get flush. They get flush in their chest. Black women get flush in their chest. Yeah. They get a redness that washes over them.
And they got a big clitoris.
I don't watch the I watch their chest. If I wanted to determine I watch their chest and their reaction. So a lot of them, and one of them can't control them because a lot of them is theatrical. I can't see a clitoris when I'm fucking. It's a clitoris when I'm. Imagine fucking and looking for a clitoris. Imagine I cannot witness a clitoris if I'm having sex.
I mean, it's just more of the quivering that's happening down
there. Exactly, the natural. It's a natural body reaction. I agree with that.
So it's interesting, this conversation, how it's turned into
Something else.
yeah, it's turned into
I like it, man.
You gentlemen's oral fixation. That's what it turned into.
I have
Oh,
no
I
oral
have
fixation.
I have
no
oral
oral
fixation.
fixation.
Yo, I hate eating pussy. It's funny.
But you don't have to use the P word or the
I hate going. I don't. It's not that I hate going down on women. I don't go down often on women, but I know I have a chewing fixation. Like when I'm at work, I need to chew gum. I need to have an outline. Because when I'm talking, because when I'm normal, when I'm normal completely, I got nothing to chew on the rest of them for no reason. Even if I'm not on anything or anything, I still have a natural vicinity to go. And I grind my teeth like crazy, even in my sleep sometimes.
Yeah. Chewing the gum will help with that.
And that shit is like magic, and that shit makes me so much more comfortable and like general. That's sometimes even when I'm talking to women, they can be the fondest, most beautiful women. If I'm I don't have something to grind my teeth with sometimes, I would come at them in the most awkward way, or just, I'm not my smoothness even changes. That's how much I grind my teeth. Like when I'm my smoothness.
I've witnessed that. I've seen you with the grinding of the teeth. Yeah. I have a cousin, he grinds his teeth too when he's around so I can see the gum. It's not necessarily
It's not just
fixation.
women, yeah.
It's just you understanding that you don't want to look like the guy grinding his teeth when he's trying to talk to someone.
When we're doing a podcast, if I'm not chewing on anything, I was chewing on gum for a lot of the podcast, and I stopped. But when I'm doing that, my back molars, I'm always gully. I'm always oddly gully. All right, continue.
All right, let's finish this up.
Yeah.
Get to this. Let's finish this up. But
Yo, it's almost 4 a.m. We kill it.
I do find it very interesting though.
Because basically the way you are describing it is.
Oh, so wait, you want to pause and tell them where we're at because
changes
of
her
yourself.
dating act. Because the way
You mean
basically the
recap
way
for
you
the
are
people?
describing it is,
No, they're just
once
gonna
a
have to go
woman has
back.
a child, everything changes her. Because basically the way you are describing it is, once a woman has a child, everything changes. Her
You want to
dating
grind my
actions
teeth on
change.
your shoes?
You
What the
just
hell's the
said
matter with
the
you,
woman that
man?
had your
What is
baby
this?
8
That's
months
Steven.
ago,
That's
she
Steven,
shouldn't be dating right now.
What does it say? I know some women that would play teeth grinder out of his shoes.
fuck that means.
I know some women that would play teeth grinder out of his shoes.
My shoes ain't fresh enough, man. These are my shoes. You want who the fuck are you in the team?
Wait, no cursing. Not so much cursing. All right, so now let's finish this up. I'm gonna play it.
So why everything changes, her dating actions change. You just said the woman that had your baby 8 months ago, she shouldn't be dating right now. So why you as a man got 3 women pregnant that you know you wasn't gonna sit there and raise a family with them? Why would you do that?
Well, Kendra, I didn't know that.
Okay.
You didn't know that each time?
Okay, so you gonna agree with
If
that?
What you got over there to eat?
I knew that,
That's a
Well, the
Oh,
first one I'll give you,
that
but you made
motherfucker's
two.
food.
You did it 2 more times. You have 3 different women that got your children. So after the first time, why didn't you say if I have another? Because if a woman is single with a child, the man participates, and you're literally sitting up here and telling me you want to settle down with 3 of your baby mamas, and then you're also telling me that their dating options aren't the same now because they had your child.
Hold on. One of them, I would settle down with.
So
Bro,
why
don't
don't you
stop
settle
until
down
you're
with her
ready.
and build
Don't
a
stop
family
someone until
with
you're
your
ready.
child's mother?
Because it's just been too much done. Too many lines got crossed for us to
I am aggressive.
revisit that at this moment in time.
I'm
You know
aggressive
what
as
I'm saying?
hell.
So it's a lot that we have to probably go to therapy.
But there's a lot of lessons in this. This is why, ladies, real quick, you just shouldn't be having babies by anybody. Because there is some truth to that. No, for real, because I'm not going to disagree with you all the way. You're absolutely right. A man he got 3 baby mamas, and when this live is over, women are going to be in your DMs. You're going to have women, you're not going to have the quality, I don't think. You'll have quantity. That's what to men, but it's gonna be about the quality that you desire. So, would the quality of the type of woman you want reach out to you? That's really the question.
Well, Kendrick, let me just stop this right here because look, I'll be in Chicago next month.
Yeah. Nah,
So,
why would I meet you in
He
person?
gets no woman. He gets no woman.
You not on my level in
Why would
life.
you meet me in person? Because
I just had a
Why do you think
conversation
that?
with
Why
you
do
for
you think
15 minutes and figured that out.
Wait. Time out. Wait. She had the audacity. Wait, she just said he's not on our level.
Right? You was talking
Woman,
big. Let me
hold
tell
on,
you
hold on,
something
hold on,
right
hold
now.
on.
Only way you can ever have a conversation with me is on Instagram Live. We don't run the same circles. You can be in Chicago. I won't even bump into you. We don't move around the same way. You're not on my level. So,
Sweetheart, you know Stacey Dash. Calm
then get
yourself.
Susan Munch then. Since you wanted to talk big talk, let me get in my bag and talk big talk.
Your hair don't even make sense. I don't like her at all, man.
So let's find the women on your level. What's your Instagram name so we can give it to them? Brian BRYANTXNEAL.
Look like Lil Mama. Sorry, that was racist.
I wish you the best, sweetheart.
what you say?
Hello? Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah,
I
can you
can
hear me?
hear you. Give them your Instagram name.
That's fucked up. Like,
Well, that's how you try to do the women. You came in here like you was big dog. You got all the options. You the catch. You the catch. But like I keep telling you, everything you want to catch, you can't catch. You can't sit in my presence. No, absolutely not.
Wait,
I can't
Hold
sit
on, a
you.
little longer.
Absolutely not.
Crazy. Wow. That's beautiful.
No. But you're not gonna laugh. You gonna have a girl
regret
though.
that.
You won't be
You know her
lonely. I do
platform,
agree
man.
with
Oh,
that.
you toxic. You know her as a platform.
You gonna, hey,
Where you going now? Come on, it's almost done. Come on.
I think I will.
What you say?
No, but listen, real quick.
can't.
I'm not trying. On a serious note, I'm not that cocky. I just had to give you a dose of your own medicine for a second because that's how cocky you were coming across. Like you were too good for women and you are a catch. Now I'm being serious. You won't meet me in person, but I'm not gonna go that hard. We're gonna bring it back to what it is, and let's just do it. Give them your Instagram name.
It's Brian, BRYANT.
I'm gonna troll him.
And there you have it.
Yeah.
All right, babe. Thank you for coming on the show.
She's setting this motherfucker up.
No, you won't. Bye.
She taking advantage of a
You heard him?
dummy.
I'll see you around. No, you won't.
She's selfish. She's taking advantage of a dummy. Because who's her Instagram fans? Who's watching the show? Who's gonna be the one who she ends up talking to? Go ahead, Elvis.
She's now, she's a very, won't say she's unattractive, but
Kendra G?
Damn, I didn't even go that hard. Damn.
no, I say I'm not.
Her
gonna
hair's
say,
just stupid.
I'm
She
not gonna
cute.
say she's
Her-
unattractive.
Her face is cute.
but
Her hair just is
she's
stupid.
not too far beyond.
Somebody
average.
said like iodine. Must have been talking about what I said like a penny. He said like iodine.
She's not too far from
Okay.
average.
Steve
The difference
Lander.
is she's making some, she's making
Elvis,
some
I
paper
like
have
listening
a-
to what you have to say,
a
but the
media
race
following.
BS is
That's
getting
it.
old.
I agree. She's not
You are a
attractive.
very intelligent person. Race don't mean a thing. Race is a construct, sir. I'm well aware of that.
Absolutely.
First of all, that's what she feels.
Yeah.
We're just
yeah.
water jugs.
Yeah, C Fields. Hey, C Fields, another supporter. We
I
love
don't
we love
trust that
supporters.
That's a
C Fields, no more Kendra G videos, please. She's all she runs is mediocre versions of Kevin Sanger's playbook.
what I
Right.
say.
Yeah. Kevin, this is Stephen Ladner again says, what is he saying? Pinocchio or no?
Pinocchio's more
The
powerful
moonshot.
than a nuclear weapon.
Punani.
Yeah.
No, that's not Punani.
It's supposed to be something like that.
Yeah.
I guess that's
yeah.
women's privates.
Yeah,
Boys, you came out of it and spent most of your time trying to climb back into it. Larry Flint
said that. Boys, you
Like, is
you
it
came
a
out of it and you spent most of the time. Yeah.
Flint.
Spent most of the time. Yeah. T. Riddler, why you went left with
Y'all went left with this one.
Yes, we did.
All right, T-Riddler. Also, T-Riddler,
Matt,
why
like
you trying
iodine.
to question my alcohol problem?
Steve again. The VJJ. Do you mean? What is that?
I never referred to that.
That's a new lingo.
Panucha. I don't know.
Like iron
Panocha.
pills.
Like
Well,
iron
woman,
pills.
work on your sicko cell. You're so
Is
cute
a
to me.
healthy what deterrent? What's that mean by deterrent? Like going down on a woman is a healthier
No,
deterrent?
that's a detriment. It's
Oh,
not a
detriment.
deterrent. That's a detriment.
Thank you.
But I don't think she's responding to
Stay away from the
appropriate
brown eye. Ooh, stay away from the brown eye.
thing. He's talking about
That's what we always used to call it too
eating
back in the day, the brown eye. I know some women that would play teeth grinder out of your shoes. I don't even know what that means.
That's weird, woman.
Yeah.
Be
No, that's a
safe,
man.
shit.
That's a
Be-
man. That's Steve. T. Rilla, nice shoes. Matt again. They yelling, bro. Everything is aggressive.
You got a problem, bro? Who's this motherfucker?
No,
man?
Matt says
Man,
they
Matt.
yelling, bro.
They're yelling.
Yeah, not
Man, there was a
talking about
motherfucker
you.
named Matt from Seventh Heaven. That motherfucker got
Yo,
got.
chill with the cursing.
Sorry.
Stop with the cursing. Not you, the what?
talking,
Chick
she-
talking. She's mad aggressive. Mad again. Come home to that ratchet yelling shoosh. All right, Steven again. If that woman was in the Middle East, she would be riding in the back of
That's
a
a
truck
troll.
like a
That's a troll.
dog.
That's a troll.
And then Matt again. What's he saying? She's like something
Not
like a
malfunctioning robot.
malfunctioning robot. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks
yeah.
a lot for everybody who's tuned in. Don't forget, the Big Elvis the Chef Rosenberg, Venmo and Cash App. It'll be in the description. I'm Big Elvis the Chef Rosenberg. It is now almost,
Really late.
yeah, it's a few
Really
minutes
early.
to 4 in the morning.
My workout time already. That was my alarm to work out. I'm about to go down to the gym.
You got Ulric in the house. Nice to
Ulric
meet
in the
you.
house. Steven, Elvis, you are appreciated. You are appreciated as well. And I think we had a good show tonight. We
Some
did
love
well.
to DocDocda Surgeon.
And we got the gentleman here, the incomparable,
DocDocda Surgeon, the people's doctor.
the people's doctor. It's been a long night. I'm ready.
is.
I'm ready to take Ulrich home and go home, and I think I will munch maybe tonight.
Oh yeah.
And I don't have a problem with that. And I
With
think
the
it's
pussy juice
interesting.
gets over collar.
No. It doesn't get down to the collar, but let me tell you, when you do it right, I sometimes like to just go to the mustache and just the scent of a woman.
You different.
I enjoy the scent of a
Yeah.
woman on my mustache.
You extra.
And my wife knows it. And I'm gonna show her later. But my kids are such haters, it's so hard to get it in with the children. They just hate. I have to kick my kids out and say, listen, can I make love to my wife? Get the hell out the house. Get out. Because they just cannot stand us having a good time, ever.
Excuse me.
Munch like
I
Ice
wouldn't
Spice,
say
yeah.
that. I'll make
Munch
it
like Ice Spice is the young woman who created the term munch. Well, at least her producers, I'm sure did.
We are producer, whoever you are, with this blue androgynous.
All right, let's get out of here.
So long.
I love you guys. Let's not forget that.
Peace to the Middle East, man.
Boom.